Hey everybody, welcome to Psychic Dolphin Garage, your least favorite podcast that you listen to because your weird friend has not shut the fuck up about it, or that weird page that you followed on Facebook and post stuff from white people Twitter and also weird gulag memes. Anyways, I'm one of your co-hosts, Kelton, and joining me today is
Zach, as always, here on the Telepathic Cetacean Yard Barn.
That's right. That's exactly what we are. And this week we got a little bit of just kind of a roundup, lots of things to talk about. So we blow past pretty much everything so that way then we just give a bunch of rants about, God, who knows what, to be honest. You know what? You tell us. Listen in, give us your feedback. You know where to hit us up. If not, plugs are at the end. So we will see you on the other side. Other side. Other side. Other side.
Dolphin attack.
One thing I've been thinking about recently is how people complain about EDM lyrics and talking about how they're super basic and how they don't really make sense.
Yeah, the narrator.
How the song structure just kind of is the exact same thing over and over again. And I mean, I think people who have that critique of EDM are fundamentally missing the point of EDM because it's more about getting a mood down and also being on a shitload of drugs, but like also about setting a mood.
Well,
you know,
I mean, mostly drugs.
Okay, well, yes. But I mean, like, EDM lyrics are meant to be just whatever the musical equivalent of a Pinterest board with a live, laugh, love sign over it and not really thinking too much beyond that. It just kind of has like a solid bass line and something you can dance to and some 808 beats happening.
Right.
If you're lucky.
Right. It's the wall of crosses and KSBJ on the radio.
Ooh, just a wall of crosses as music.
Yeah, just it's the music version of a wall of crosses when you walk into the house. It says everything you need to know about that person. And nothing more really, actually, because the crosses don't say anything.
Walking into what you think is a super religious house when all of a sudden they press a button and all the crosses reveal hidden Jesuses nailed up on them that open up like Billy Big Mouth Bass.
Oh, no.
Spouting Bible verses at you.
Are they all saying the same Bible verse at the same time as like a chorus of Jesuses, or are they all saying different Bible verses?
Oh. I mean, it's all different ones, but there's a lot of repetition because it's like the same 7 or 8 options, you know.
There's only 3 or 4 going off at one time.
Yeah, and you're just thinking, oh no, why? Why did I get stuck here? Why would I ever visit the house of the man who designed the Taco Bell Hotel Resort?
Even worse, the guy that does it, but then when he flips the switch, all of his crosses turn upside down, and it's just satanic like lines coming out of the Jesuses.
Starts asking you if you've ever heard of Marilyn Manson or listened to 9 Inch Nails.
Tool is the music of the gods.
You know he opened a vineyard, right? It's so dope. He put bacon in the wine because, yeah, fuck Muslims. So edgy.
And vegans. Lol.
Yeah, and vegans. All those Muslim vegans he was trying to piss off.
You walk into the house, and instead of like you glance at the wall, it's like your cross wall. And you take a second look, it's iron crosses.
Oh no, those 808 beats weren't 808 beats; they were 1488 beats. It was awful.
The wall slowly like opens, and it's German memorabilia all hung behind it, with the 2 flags crossed.
I thought it was an odd creative choice. The Disney remake of Aladdin had the Cave of Wonder be full of Nazi gold, but here we are.
It's more historically accurate that way, right?
I still can't believe that people were off by so much with the Aladdin movie. Because it was estimated to make $175 million worldwide, and it made over $250 million worldwide.
Oh, no. It's an inoffensive movie. Totally nothing terrible about it. The remake, that is, not the story. There's plenty of critiques for the story. I just mean the remake. Nobody
Yeah,
had
yeah.
anything super. I haven't heard anything super terrible about it. So, imagine if this has made 250 million. How much do you think Lion King is going to make now?
Oh no. I think Lion King, this is a bold estimate, could make over $4 million
That
at
is
the box office.
That is rather bold of you. All I really want is Rafiki.
That's just it. All I want is Rafiki.
No, I want his face to be Harambe's face.
No. Just say it's been 3 years. Do you miss me yet, my children?
He holds Simba up, and it's just Harambe with tears streaming out of his eyes. He finally got to see this beautiful moment.
Harambe embraces Simba and then is immediately shot by a park ranger.
They did like a de-age on Harambe so that he looked really young. We don't know how they de-aged a gorilla, but they de-aged him.
Insert conspiracy theory. Is Carrie Fisher secretly a gorilla this whole time? It's the only way they had the model correct.
We modeled this gorilla after this woman. I'm not sure who should be more offended here.
Surprisingly, the Rotten Tomatoes score for this film is still over 97%.
Yeah.
So they got to be doing something right.
That's because only 3 people went to see it, and they really loved it.
It reminds me of that movie, The Lion King from when I was little. Yeah. Only this one, if I take my kid to it, it will give them nightmares because a photorealistic lion battle just is terrifying.
Yeah, and those giggling hyenas. Way worse when they actually have fur.
It's like a live-action Clifford the Big Red Dog that they're going to be making.
Are they doing that?
Yeah, they are. So I just really want it to be rated PG-13, just so then we can be threatened by the idea of a Clifford the Big Red Dog dick happening when it gets aroused, running through the trees,
and they're already
chasing after a female dog like God fucking Zilla. It doesn't stand a
Clifford,
chance.
no! They're doing a Clifford remake. I guess the next one after the Sonic film is going to be an Arthur
Man.
live action.
Hell yes, I would be so on board for the godless abomination that would be an Arthur movie.
It would only be cool if they did it like Ted style, where they're like all really burnt out and all really gay. That way nobody in Alabama can see it.
I was about to say the people in Alabama have already boycotted it, so you don't have to worry about losing their market.
We can make do with the other 49.
I wonder what's going to happen when people try and stream something like Arthur on Netflix in Alabama. Like, do you think the little censor bar pops up and it's just like, nope, not today.
He's beep. Oh no. Whatever could that mean?
The unnecessary censorship.
Yeah.
He thinks that beep deserve to beep with their beep. Arthur, are you okay?
The censor's cat just walked across the keyboard.
Left it in.
Mm-hmm.
They call me Arthur. I'm here to tell you my new plan for this great rodent society.
Horrible. What's it like watching kid shows now where we go back? I didn't have any concept of there being like overarching storylines and TV shows.
Oh, it's all shit and garbage. Never go back and watch the things that you grew up with.
Imagine flipping through now and you can like see like the episode summary and you like keep going through like trying to find like one that you remember and you're like, that sounds horrible. Did I see that one? Did I block that one out of my memory?
I remember being a little kid and before going to school in the morning, there would be a early morning cartoon for the stoners that were still up as dawn was breaking on Comedy Central, and it was the Dilbert cartoon. And when I was little, I was like, this is the funniest thing I have ever seen in my life. Again, dangerously close to getting red-pilled when I was little. Don't know how it didn't happen, but Scott Adams implanted the seeds very early on. But then I tried to rewatch it, and I couldn't make it through an episode. I was like, this is the most garbage trash fire thing I have seen in my life.
Almost as bad as Netflix itself.
Oh snap! Well, no, we can't get after Netflix because Netflix is quickly becoming an ally. Didn't you hear, Zach? Our podcast influence is so great that Netflix heard about our idea about, shifting stuff that they're producing from Georgia and moving it somewhere else. Now, they didn't explicitly say Alaska, but, I think that we both know the direction that it's heading.
Yeah.
So
Northwest-ish. Just like straight line that way will tell you when to stop.
Yeah, keep going. We're in Montana right now. There's not too much further. Oh no, there is if you think about it.
Keep going. Why are there meese everywhere?
I'm sorry for talking about Alaska again. I'm just picturing a quiet town looking up in the sky. We see helicopters with fully built stages swarming overhead and about to just drop it all over the place.
It's one cabin out there, and the guy's in his cabin, and he's opened up his phone, and he's found the Rage Comics app on his phone. And he's like, today I'm going to make a new meme. And the table starts shaking, and the windows start rattling. His cup falls off the table, and he runs outside, and it's just a big Netflix banner being unfurled on a mountain.
Takes a photo of it and is then like, yeah, Netflix invading my area, trying to apply the scumbag Steve hat on top of Netflix. Oh, God. Memes were awful. Everything was awful in the past. Time marches forward. That's the only way.
Memes were much harder to make because back then you couldn't Photoshop anything. You had to, combine the two pictures, and there's still not a good application for that. I've had Android and Apple phones, and there's nothing you can use to just make two pictures sit next to each other in the old meme format.
Well, Zach, if you don't trust the Apple operating system or the Android operating system, what if I told you that due to our toxic political climate, Huawei is now being forced to develop their own operating system?
I would tell you that that's bullshit. That the reason that they're developing their own operating system is because the free market demands that there are more competitors to meet the expectations of consumers.
Yeah, we're on the wild way to hell.
No. Stop that.
No, the standard I use with my jokes in general is, could I see one of those Krassroots brothers posting it? And if I can, I just don't make that joke, at least not in public.
Yeah.
So.
They preload their bot with just snide remarks, and then it just automatically replies to whatever 3 famous people.
The keyword is? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh man, it's so ridiculous that they got banned. It's like, no, they clearly had some weird third-party tweet deck thing set up to where then they would post it and then it would give them enough likes and replies immediately to skyrocket them up to being the top reply. So then when people would hate watch and look at Trump's tweet, they would then actually see them as being one of the top responses.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I mean, botting is never cool. We don't like botting in general online, but abusing the algorithm in such a way is nothing like the way that we abuse the algorithm, reposting memes online and then sharing it into groups.
No, Zach. You see, it's different. We steal the memes from Reddit because they're funny, right? Then we post them without giving proper credit, okay? And then people say, hey, no, I saw that on Reddit.
Yeah. They're like...
But we do that because then an even larger number of people will see the same 19,000 other leftist pages on Facebook post that same meme a couple hours later and then say that they stole it from us. And that's what we're actually here for.
We're here for the people standing us on other Facebook pages.
That's right, because again, we don't look at the same 7 subreddits, scroll through the same 90 memes once or twice a day, and then just upload the best ones that we find, and occasionally make OC.
I mean, what makes you feel worse?
Based on memes that we've already found.
What makes you feel worse about yourself? Scrolling Reddit for memes that you didn't make, that you will never get karma for? Or making small, snide comments on another dying social media platform at a famous person for clout?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's got to be definitely, making the trite comments, because that's got to feel good. But you only build up a fan base that, becomes your echo chamber through stealing the memes. So we got to get big enough so then we can become super stale, right? You know, the Krassroots are just going to jump over to TikTok and be like, excuse me, Mr. Drumpf, let me tell you what, me in this 10-second video that also steals music from artists without accrediting them have something to say to you.
Hey, bitch, do you really, really, really want to go hard?
It's gonna be like the Deplorable Choir, but way cringier.
Oh, that would be beautiful. The Krassroots brothers, since being banned from Twitter, have decided to form their own weird centrist dim Wu-Tang clan. Cash,
The
Crass, or Ass.
I was thinking Krassroots Choir because they're trying to
Ooh,
pick up on
the Krassroots movement.
Yeah, the Krassroots movement. Oh,
They would become, because of the pun, they would become a bluegrass band called Krassroots.
A bluegrass band called Krassroots that actually just plays like, oh my god.
You see them just applying beards like they're in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
It's a bluegrass band called the Krassroots Choir, and they say that they're bluegrass, but they're actually just playing folk music.
That's right. And it's all Imagine Dragons covers.
Yeah. They don't even have a banjo. They don't even have an upright bass. It's just one of them on a tambourine and one of them on a acoustic guitar. And they're both doing the video, but like next to each other, but on their own phones. So like they're trying to do like, haha, you know, we're doing a thing together, but they're clearly like in the same room together.
And what's worse is that they even have all of the necessary musical instruments for a bluegrass
just
band
around them,
but they're just they're just hung up on the wall as decorations.
There's always a fireplace roaring in the background
of every shot. They have 4 different fireplaces in their rooms.
The beards are clearly stick on. They have like dollar store cowboy hats.
They would try to do a cover of Old Town Road.
Oh, I can't. My body cannot physically imagine the cringe that I would experience watching them try to voice act
Oh yeah, because as bad as it would actually be, then when you click on the YouTube video and realize that it's 7 minutes and 16 seconds, you're thinking, "Oh my God, no! Oh no!"
I thought these only lasted 10 seconds.
Nope, it's a series.
Oh no! They do that stupid road trip style music video.
The one that every broke band that knows a photographer as a friend has them do as one of their lead-off singles.
Yeah, and they're just following the Trump rallies around from city to city. Mm-hmm. In one city, they get caught in the fight between the Trump crowd and the NBA game crowd.
Black Lives Matter, but also support the blue.
Horrible.
I hate them so much.
And they haven't even started yet. Whatever they do
the thing
next.
that bugs me the most is that guys like that are, in America, we view them as like, man, we hate them, but ultimately they're Democrats. Ultimately they're on the quote-unquote left of U.S. politics. But then, you know, if you were to put them in the UK, they would still fall to the right of Farage or Boris Johnson or Theresa May.
Well, they wouldn't fall to the right of Farage, I don't think.
You don't think so?
I think they're austerity they'd be austerity liberals. So they'd for sure be like right of Theresa May. I don't know about Farage though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with the recent shakeup, because I mean, Farage seems to be going more towards the center since he left the UKIP party.
Yeah, UKIP was pretty. UKIP was pretty outright fascist.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why they have Sargon of Akkad and Tommy Robinson now begging for money so they can get their campaign deposits back, because it fell apart because Farage is insane and a monster, but he at least knows how to fundraise from other monsters. And so with his formation of the Brexit party, it's a little bit more closer to the center, not by much. I mean, we're talking not even a 10-degree shift. We're maybe 1 or 2.
British parties,
Only for the
British
optics.
Political parties sound made up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's just reactionary party names. Like, we're the Brexit Party. We're the Krassroots Party.
The difference is that those parties actually end up winning seats in Parliament, unlike U.S. parties.
We're the Nancy Pelosi Party.
We're the drunk Nancy Pelosi Party. Hell yeah.
We're the Gun Girl Party.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the Gun Girl.
What happens when you mix the drunk Pelosi Party with the Gun Girl Party? You get the pooping Pelosi Party.
It's just Chapo Trap House. their plan, but Nancy Pelosi wears diapers and shits her pants all the time.
That's right, in protest.
In protest, she sits outside the Capitol in her little cage and just shits her pants.
Charlie Kirk is there, just like, I'm going to sue you. Excuse me.
This was my idea.
I didn't shit my pants and walk over
And
here.
Shapiro's
to
like
see you doing
straining
this.
off to the side. He really wants to participate, but he can't do it in public.
The baby gate is too high for his little fingers to reach the top of.
Horrible. No, I'm glad that we have the shit party in the U.S. What do y'all stand for? We stand for shitting ourselves. This is about
not getting shit done? Absolutely not. We're real world politicians.
What do you think this is?
The United States is just the weirdest fucking country in the world. I get this because we're so big and there's like 7 different nations that actually exist inside. But like as a concept, like we just have the worst culture in the world. Did you see that Chick-fil-A was doing their missing man table? Have you set that up? Or not set that up. Have you seen that?
I did not see that. What is the missing man table?
So basically for Memorial Day, Chick-fil-A will set up one empty table in their restaurant to basically be a reminder about the missing man in people's lives, which sounds like a dating line, but then you realize it's for fallen soldiers and all of that kind of stuff.
What happens if you watched all your friends die and you walk into Chick-fil-A trying to make yourself feel better and everyone's trying to tell you, like, thank you for your service, and you're having to, like, keep your mouth shut and just be like, it's about the fallen ones, whatever, don't fucking look at me. Trying to hide your face, make sure nobody recognizes you in case they know that you served. And you, like, look over and there's the empty table, and it's like, this is for the fallen soldiers, and you just fucking break down in the middle of Chick-fil-A.
Or even worse, what if all that happens during lunch rush, and then I'm forced to make the very awkward decision of, well, it technically is an empty table, so...
Eating your food like, sir, I served, okay? God, get off me!
Bay of Pigs, Fallujah, yeah. I mean, when the army tweeted out, they're like, how has serving impacted you? Without thinking of the fiasco that would rain hell down upon them. It's just everyone's like, I have PTSD from killing brown people, or I have PTSD from watching my friends kill brown people, or my dad died trying to kill brown people, and now I am sad. Yeah. And just expecting that they would get some lovely PR stories instead of the actual horrifying realities of war that especially come with you have a VA hospital that is just being run into the ground. So, woo.
Yeah. As we know, polls and statistics are just useless these days, so whatever focus group they ran it by, not the right focus group to run that tweet by.
It tested extremely well in the unknown soldier category. People who like standing in front of a tomb while a tornado is about to hit thought that the tweet was excellent.
People that really, really respect the soldiers that decided to become part of the troop, detachment, whatever, that guards the tomb of the unknown soldier also really love the idea of tweeting back at the army official Twitter account how great their time was shooting brown people in a foreign country.
I mean, protecting our freedoms. Yeah, that's
right. The same way that the people that died in World War II were protecting our freedom. Especially that guy in that tomb, who was definitely white.
Watch, there's a Confederate soldier inside there. That's the conspiracy theory. Where's Alex Jones when you need him? That's a classic type Alex Jones conspiracy theory before he sold out trying to, like, shill for various vitamins.
The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is just the alien that died in Area 51 because we were testing it. And we have to have an armed troop there all the time in case he resurrects from the dead and tries to escape.
What if we're wrong slightly, and every time we're not looking, a maw opens up of an interdimensional portal, and out comes this screaming human being, feral and covered in goo, who then runs up and runs away without a trace before you have a chance to look back around and wonder what that sound was. And you discover it's not the tomb of the unknown soldier, it's the womb of the unknown soldier.
Fuck you. Again, don't know which it is, but they have an entire detachment dedicated to an entire division dedicated to this tomb, guarding it, making sure that whatever they're protecting does not harm us.
Okay, but there's only one guy at a time.
Okay,
so
yeah, but where are the rest of them?
thinking,
It's not two guys that just switch back and forth.
Like, I'm just saying, you get like 4 or 5 greased up dudes to go streaking right around the tomb of the unknown soldier. They're not going to know what to do. Are they going to open fire, or are they going to use their little stick guns to try and intimidate you as you bob and weave?
Just hurling a gun like a javelin.
Nah, it might then go off and then he'd cry and shit himself from having undiagnosed PTSD.
I didn't come back from Iraq for this.
Fucking dorks. That's really what all that is. The guy who serves at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier hopes one day to open up his own Chick-fil-A franchise and set up that table so that he can look back fondly on those memories.
Yeah, the dudes that
what a fucking loser.
The dudes that sign up for that, they're walking every day. They have their fucking jock strap tightened up as tight as it'll go because they're rock hard, knowing that they finally made it. They get to watch the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. That's their identity as a person. They were a loser.
Wake up in the morning going, yeah, finally, I get to watch a tomb.
They were the loser in high school that, like, was really into the military, but he was also really dumb.
Asked for extra credit at the JROTC camp.
Yeah, he knew the town. He knew, like, the recruiter in his small town, and he was best friends with that dude. He smoked weed with that dude.
Wouldn't stop complaining about how Civil Air Patrol is actually where the real guys hang out.
God. Says he's gonna go into the Air Force, but he just goes to boot camp for the Army.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Comes back, and he had the opportunity to join like a contractor, and he would have made really good money, but he didn't want to sell out. He was in it for his country.
That's right. Absolutely. And who wouldn't want to be in it for their country? You know, such a great nation where KKK rallies are still being held in 2019 in Dayton, Ohio, of all places. That hotbed of KKK activity.
I loved the Twitter thread that detailed everybody that was going to show up.
What was it, like 9 guys?
It ended up being 9 people. And the Twitter thread, yeah, that was such a successful. You know that our ideology is winning when we can get 9 of us together in a city. And not one of us got shot, so we didn't lose anyone this time.
So that would mean that if we did a live podcast recording and 10 people showed up, we could make the case that we have a more fervent base than the KKK.
Yeah.
I like this.
That'd be really easy in Alaska, too, because that's where all of our fans are at.
Hell yes. Absolutely.
God, we'd be so, imagine introducing the new memes to Alaskans.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and we could have armbands with QR codes.
We would be like Jesus coming down into the Middle East and telling them that he was the son of God. We would like predict all we had to do is write a book predicting all of the Taco Bell commercial, the Old Spice commercial, a Doritos commercial.
It's like Marty McFly in Back to the Future too.
Yeah.
Just bringing sports almanacs to Alaska.
Oh yeah, and before you know it, this guy named Miguel Cabrera. Oh, he's so good. That Sammy Sosa fella too.
People in Alaska are like, they know that actually, we are up to date, right? They're like, hey, have you guys heard of Barry Bonds? Well, this young kid, he's gonna blow your minds.
No, seriously, we only get like sports down here. That's all we get.
That's literally what we watch, that in movies. You think that we're behind, but pop culture is all we have because it's fucking freezing all the time, and it's night half of the year. No, not half of the day, half of the fucking year.
And then it's light the other half. It doesn't stop. There's only one day in Alaska.
And I slept in that day. Do you realize what that did to me? To live the rest of my life knowing that I permanently got more sunlight one year than I did the year before. That imbalance.
I slept in. I woke up, it was the middle of fucking August.
Well, when you have KKK rallies that get held and 9 people show up and then you get outnumbered by Mennonites, it might be a sign, though, that your rally probably isn't as successful when the Mennonites have a more fervent fan base than you do.
Well, the Mennonites showed up with the rest of the anti-fash folks. But
hell yeah, Mennonite anti-fash. Let's get on this.
yeah, but the entire city of Dayton, the entire police force that was paid by the city to protect those fascists, they were there was definitely some soft support from the city for those Nazis.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, come on.
I mean,
are you seriously implying, Zach, that the police force would actually have similar goals as the KKK?
you know,
Are you levying that accusation right now that there are systemic problems with the concept of an authoritarian and militarized police force and what their intentions might be to enforce state power as it relates specifically to minority groups and other oppressed people and their relations therein? Come on now.
I'm not saying that the police are biased and that they treat different people groups differently, but
Yeah.
every single KKK member that showed up is a felon and should not have a gun in their possession. Every single one of them was armed, and they were
Listen.
not arrested by the police. So, next time I get a car ticket, I'm gonna say that, hey, bro, that's a nice 1488 sticker you got there. Am I gonna see you at the meeting this week?
What was your name? Officer Latrell Hernandez? Oh, okay. Huh. I might have overplayed my hand on this one. Like, you know what? I will see you at the meeting. What the fuck?
God.
The idea of a white supremacist going up to the police, the minority members of the police, and then being like, I'm glad we're on the same side. It's just hilarious to me.
I mean, the image of the black police officer protecting the supremacist protesters in like the 70s or 80s. It's the same thing, but today the police officer is like, yeah, I'm also complicit in state violence and white supremacy as upheld by the state structure and the violence that we use to enforce the structure.
Well, in the 70s, that might have been a good goal. The idea of, reforming an institution from within, with the idea with increased diversity, then you can fix some of the problems that can be inherently found in it. But unfortunately, the integration did happen and no problems were alleviated whatsoever. I mean, that thought experiment was followed through and failed. And
well, I'm happy to inform you that picture is not from the 70s. The picture is from the Charlottesville rally.
oh, fantastic. That's even better.
Yep. So
The sense of irony with that is just as big as the people who wear those LGBTQ for Trump shirts.
it's log cabin Republicans.
Log cabin Republicans aren't even Republicans. They're just subs, is all they are.
They're just power bottoms.
First, I want you to fuck me. Then I want you to fuck me on on economics. Then I want you to fuck me in the sense of what my civil rights are. Yeah, that's right. Do me dirty like that.
I deserve it.
I want to be forcibly sterilized.
Oh no.
Who sells those shirts? I mean, I understand, obviously, it's the Trump website, first and foremost. But who buys those shirts? Do you think it's some sad grandma? It's like, I'm going to find a way to connect with my granddaughter. Abigail, I got you this shirt. I know you're a fan of that boy, Billie Eilish. So I thought that you would like this. Put it on. I want to take a photo and show all my friends.
Wow, thanks, Grandma. You're so supportive of me and who I am. Wow. You know, I saw these at the mall the other day. That empty mall that was shutting down with that one t-shirt shop. Still carries bad t-shirts.
Imagine going to like the Burger King at the mall. Just being like, hi, I heard that you were forgiving student loans, so I need you to do that for me right now.
It's an Alaskan
Like,
mall.
what?
They still have, like...
Again, oh no.
It's an Alaskan mall. They still have, like, the king in the Burger King. Every, like...
Still building the first mall? They're like, what? Malls are
Oh,
dead?
God.
What? No! God damn it!
We finally got
Tear it
the
down.
fundraising.
Tear it all down.
Jesus. No, it's the first mall and you, like, walk in and they're like, yeah, you'll have to mail this form in. And and you'll be, it's like a lottery ticket. We'll mail you back a response and you'll see if you won.
That's when it becomes an armed robbery to pay off your student loans.
Me showing up at the Burger King headquarters like that lady showed up at the YouTube headquarters.
You're Laura Loomering your way in to Burger King.
Crying in the front office. Please, my loans. What am I gonna do now?
He tried the same routine to get Domino's to pave his roads, and they caved after 4.5 days.
And you'll cave too, damn it.
Start going into various headquarters of fast food establishments and demanding that they serve you on programs that aren't there yet. Just demanding Carl's Jr. gives you a kidney, or that Church's Chicken gives you a free pap smear for some reason.
Free pap smears, do you hear? That's what I'm demanding. I won't leave till I get it. Church's Chicken now offering prenatal care and women's health care.
Oh, God, that's the most dystopian thing I've ever heard.
McDonald's is your new embassy. Domino's paves your roads. Watch James Coney Island protect our barrier reef system.
Unfortunately, that is going to be exactly what happens. And
yeah, you thought it was a good line when Robert
myself
Downey
for
Jr. said, I, in Iron Man 2, have privatized world peace.
Oh no, that was a bad thing.
That was a very bad thing.
But based on the music cue, I thought that was a good thing. Hold on.
Yeah. It really is going to be a way to hell, isn't it?
God damn it. No, you can't use that joke against
That was my favorite song on the Iron Man soundtrack by AC/DC.
Excuse me. I recently saw a very compelling Gillette ad, and I'm going to be using those razor blades for an entirely different purpose now.
What was the Gillette ad about? How his dad didn't leave him?
That would be hilarious if the Gillette ad with the father teaching his transgender son how to shave just also ended with him being like, and I can't accept you. I'm sorry. I'm leaving this household.
I've taught you everything I can. Now I have to teach myself how to be a better person. And just leaves.
Because I clearly did this to you.
Fucking horrible. Oh no. Yeah, it's consumerism at its finest. I mean, this is exactly what we want from our brands, right? We want them to be woke. We want them to support us. We want the free market to determine that LGBTQ people have value and are valuable consumers.
As consumers.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need as many people to buy our shit as possible. Razors are a dying product. Please help. Everybody on YouTube is giving those $5 razors, just giving them away. We don't know how they're still in business, but we're suffering.
I think in the era of wokeness, there was one thing I came across that legitimately made me go, "Oh my god, I would watch the shit out of that." And here's the basic pitch: you revamp the Punisher since it's been now super chudly, and
Chudley
every
Guffin.
PTSD army vet has the logo slapped on.
Yeah.
Well, you revamp the Punisher to where Frank Castle is now a trans black woman, right? And they help asylum seekers get into the United States by doing battle against the rogue border militias that are patrolling around.
Punisher going underground. This is
someone
just a
pitched
rip
that-
from the Underground Railroad.
Oh my god! I would actually, yeah, that makes it even
It's
better.
the Underground Railroad, but the Punisher is like the Terminator figure.
That is one element of representation that I could get on
The
board
new
with.
Terminator is
because
just Underground Railroad. The Terminator went back in time and helped Harriet Tubman.
no. Hold on. Thick Austrian accent with Harriet Tubman's skin just stretched over his frame.
Get in the wagon.
Come with me if you want to be free.
Arnold Schwarzenegger really can't pull off anything. We thought only Robert Downey Jr. could do blackface.
What range? D&D, just step away, and they're like, and that was our plan for Confederate. But you people weren't ready for it.
Jesus Christ.
Eat my words.
It's the Krassroots bros come on next, and their intro is their ad for their straight razor because it's more environmentally friendly. You don't have to throw away those pesky disposable razors.
Yeah, the Krasenstein brothers would also inevitably make a joke. See, it's okay to use a straight razor. You can also be an ally. Ha 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 ha.
You keep speaking these evil things into existence. Like I can only run so many little like alcove statues with my sacrifices and incense burning in them at once. Like I can't keep up with the horrible things that you say that are probably going to come true inevitably at some point in time.
Listen, we just riff on the news and we keep a pulse on what's happening. It's not our fault that our jokes become a warping, shaping reality. But, speaking of jokes, how hilarious would it be if we both fell into, I don't know, $1.6 million, right? Wouldn't that just be hilarious? What a yuck.
That would be so funny.
Well, I guess it's that level of existential dread and self-hatred that lets us know that the episode is wrapping up and coming to an end. So I guess we will be seeing you guys soon, some point over the weekend. We would give you some predictions, but to be honest, who can predict the future except us? Listen to our episodes. Reveal your truth. Send us something, though. You can know where to find us, facebook.com/psychicdolphingarage or psychicdolphingarage.podbean.com. Send us an email, psychicdolphingarage@gmail.com, or go ahead and send us a phone number. Yeah, send us a phone number. Give us your number, girl. How about that? No, go ahead and call us. Leave us a voicemail. We are pathetically lonely, and no one has hit us up, so we're starting to think that maybe this relationship is just a little bit one-sided. But, hey, if you actually want to give us your thoughts, feel free to. The phone number is 512-402-2089. You got anything you want to add?
Please give us a call. I miss the sound of another human voice besides Kelton's. His is the only one I'm allowed to listen to these days.
I'm very possessive like that. It's highly toxic.
We don't even live together, but I'm still not allowed to talk to anyone else.
Makes the conversations with your girlfriend very awkward. I know, but I appreciate your loyalty to me. Okay, guys. Well, we will talk to you soon. Deuces.